Okay, some gains today on the NSE closing at 4,547, at least breaking the trend of the last few days. What happened there?
Well, you've got a lot of shares correcting upwards. A lot of analysts came out saying they expect the market closing up 20% over the year. I think that had an influence as well. And you've got some upward corrections of some stocks that have been trending downwards for a while now. So the upshot of it was that the market edged upwards.
Right. What we have seen, Johnson, over previous sessions is profit taking, particularly ahead of the results season coming through in the next week or so. And then yesterday in particular, it was a story around Safaricom and the slashing of tariffs by its rival Airtel, and whether or not investors in the telecom sector are going to be getting any value. What was the situation with Safaricom today?
Well, it stabilized at it closed at 4 shillings and 30 cents, I think. So it looks like it has stabilized. Again, that was also the model trading price yesterday as well. So it was good to see some stabilization on that counter, because when you see flight of investors, flight to safety, it's never usually a good thing for the market.
Okay, now analysts polled by the Business Daily newspaper looking at what could happen to the bourse going forward, see it hitting the 5,000 points level. So in other words, gains beyond 36% that we saw last year. Do you concur with that view?
Well, I'm not that bullish, not with the food prices where they are. And FAO already cautioned the world in food prices, as the food price index is already higher than where it has ever been in its history. So you've got all these dynamics going on. Europe, in Kenya especially, we've got a lot of things going on as well. We've got the government looking to spend at least $1 trillion for this current financial year, next financial year as well. I mean, and when you're collecting 600 billion in taxes, that may have an effect long term on the economy, like Kenneth Rogoff and company said in that, you know, in their research they talk of government debt having a dragging effect on the economy, and perhaps that is a lesson we are yet to learn in Africa, or Kenya, or especially Kenya in particular. So I'm still keeping my eyes on that, the inflation situation, how it affects aggregate demand, and I don't want to be as bullish as to say 5,000 at the end of the year.
Okay, somebody else also who's keeping an eye out on the data, of course, is the Minister of Finance. And this week we're expecting a report out as to the impact of the 2009-2010 stimulus injected by the government in the economy. Some would say when you look at Q3 growth figures above 6%, then we could argue the stimulus has worked. What's your view?
Well, when World Bank came out with the numbers, they said ICT is the driver. I don't recall much going into ICT as in terms of stimulus. In fact, if anything, what happened with ICT was that prices came down. So I don't know what to make of the numbers. It's very easy for someone to say, to give you statistics and show correlation and give you correlation figures and say, you know what, because of this we have this, but like we know in statistics, correlation does not mean causation. So I don't know. I'll wait and see what the minister pulls out and try to see what they say. All right, let's talk about my judgment then.
Let's talk about the equities market and the gainers today. BOC gaining about 5%, 5.6% even on its share price. That's an industrial company. Diamond Trust Bank gaining 3.4%. Express did well. Kakuzi and Agro Processor did well. What were the drivers for these counters?
Well, BOC I would expect is just simple normal volatility. Lost quite a bit some time back, gained again some. I expect to see that going on because its numbers, I mean, the historical numbers are not that good, but they also changed the management. So going forward, who knows? For Diamond Trust, it was always coming. The profits are expected to double over the year. So the market is just slowly pricing that in. So we might see it going up some more coming in the coming future. Express, hard to say. Maybe someone could argue it was bargain hunting that drove out the pricing.
Right.
But with Express being in the transport sector, I would want to hold back, given the pricing of oil and how it might affect the company's bottom line.